Hi, and thanks for joining me. I've decided to come out for a little cruise. I've been delayed by half an hour because the heavens opened up. We just had a tremendous downpour. I've been looking at various different weather apps and they're all saying different things. The Met Office is promising some sunshine later. The BBC is not so optimistic. Neither are some of the others. But we'll see how we get on. Seems a long while since I've come out of the Marina. I suppose it's 3 months. My last trip was the end of last year because I came out over the New Year period. Another good exit, pleased with that, didn't touch the sides. I'm not going to go far today. I had promised myself the next time I went out cruising I would take the canopy down. But the weather has been so changeable, it's a bit of a faff taking it down and putting it up again. I decided I'd leave it up. It does rather limit what I can film ahead because the windscreen is in the way, but I can film more to the left side, as it were. I'll show you. Well, the sun is coming out behind me. It's quite nice now. Still some dark clouds, but it's promising. It's brightening up ahead as well. I remember when I first came through this stretch, it seemed rather daunting, particularly when the trees are in bloom and everything and overhanging the canal. When a boat comes down, it seems to be quite narrow, but the reality is very different. It's not as narrow as you might think. Coming up to the unofficial winding point where I'm able to turn my boat if I want to. It will probably take a boat up to about 55 feet, maybe even 60 feet. Well, I'm pleased the rain has held off. It's not very pleasant cruising when it's raining, but sometimes it's necessary. I'm just coming up to a bridge. I was just saying how pleased I am that it's not been raining. Still very cloudy, but it's fairly bright as well. No other boats have passed me as yet. I'm actually cruising at a much slower speed than I usually do. Been doing about 1200 revs, and sometimes not even that. It's very pleasant, I have to say, not being rushed and just moseying along, or poddling as I like to say. I'm poddling along. Seem to be a lot of left-hand bends, don't there? One of my sons bought me these fingerless mitts for Christmas. It's the first time I've worn them. They're quite good because they're keeping my hands warm and they're padded, which is quite nice. And I can also use the controls on the camera, which is even better. Steering a course away from the leaning tree when suddenly a boat comes into view. It appears we're very close, but when you see it from the bow cam, you realise we're not as close as you might think. Well, that's another boat passed. I don't suppose I'll pass any others, the reason being that I'm going to moor up very shortly, and it may sound boring, but I'm going to moor up in one of my favourite spots. There are some dark clouds up there which are looking a little bit ominous, so the fact I'm going to moor up shortly is probably a good thing. It's also beginning to feel a little bit chilly, which I hadn't really noticed earlier. Well, it just started to rain as I was mooring up. I've just done the centre line for the moment. Seems to have stopped already though, so that was very short-lived. Hello.
Happy days and lazy days.
Yes, indeed. As long as they're good days, that's the main thing.
That's the main thing, yes.
So there is another boat on the move then. It's quite pleasant now. The sun is trying to come out. The water is very, very calm now. Hopefully it will brighten up. This is actually a new mooring line, this one. I put my wellies on when I moored up, in case the towpath was particularly muddy. They're not the best things actually to wear when climbing up onto the gunnels. A bit slippy in fact. So I have to think about that, but it does make sense to use them. I'm just going to check the stern gland now. First cup of tea since I moored up, and now for lunch it is a cheese top roll. The question is, what is in the roll? Well, on this occasion I've caught you out. It's not cheese. It's pâté, Ardennes pâté. Thought I'd make a change. The sun is coming out. Yippee! Good morning. I don't think I mentioned yesterday that it was Saturday, which obviously makes today Sunday. Heavy rain is expected. There's a 90-95% chance of it. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and I think you can hear it's just beginning to rain. Well, the rain has stopped momentarily, but I think in the next hour the heavens should open up and it'll be a totally different picture. I am hoping to move on a little way today, and if the forecast is right, that will probably be in the afternoon. Well, it is raining again. The kettle's just gone off. Oh dear. First cup of the day, always very welcome. Well, we should be having heavy rain at the moment. It is raining, but it's only sort of spitting, nothing heavy. Let's see what develops. Actually looks to have stopped. No, it is raining a little bit, I can see. I've just switched the engine on as the inverter started to beep, which indicates the batteries are getting low. It is raining again now. That's a bit of a nuisance. I was hoping to move on shortly. I'll just see what happens. Well, it's still raining. It's not very hard, so I've made a decision to move off. I'm just getting the boat ready at the moment. I'm not going far. I'll probably go a short distance and then turn around and come back again. Not to this spot though. But I'll see how I go once I've started. Well, I'm off again. It is raining, but it's only spitting, so it's not much at all. Coming up to a moored boat. I'll be passing the woods in a moment where the white albino squirrel lives. Doubt I'll see it. Well, there was no sign of the squirrel, which is what I expected. Well, that's the first boat I've passed on this short journey. I wonder if there'll be many more. I'm coming up to Elkington Bridge where there's a winding point, but I'm not going to turn here. I'm going to carry straight on. Well, it stopped raining, which is good. I'm just coming up to the A14 dual carriageway where there's a bridge over the canal with quite a long undersection, which is good for mooring up if you need to undercover, as I did earlier in the year when I came back from my winter cruise. I thought I had a problem with the weed hatch, so I stopped. And all was well. When the better weather comes, I'll be removing that aerial when I go cruising. It's a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? It's just easier, I find now, to keep it up for these short cruises. Should be a lovely day tomorrow. Sun all the way. Looking forward to that. Be nice to cruise when the sun's out. I'm just coming up to Bridge 31, which was closed for a month while they carried out repairs to the brickwork. Well, I could see that work had been done on both sides. Looks like they've done repairs to the fractures in the brickwork and around the arch. So let's hope that lasts a very long while. I'm thinking of mooring along here, or on the other side of the bridge, but I'll turn round first. The sun is coming out now. It's becoming very pleasant. This is the last bridge coming up before I turn the boat. The bridge is straight ahead now, and the winding hole is just a little way before it. Unfortunately, this winding hole is not marked with a sign, which is a shame because it's difficult to pinpoint where it actually is as we're coming along. You can just see it widening out where the winding hole is.
This sort of wash from the back of the boat that can damage the tow path, but in this case the metal arm coat should prevent that from happening.
Well, I'm quite pleased with that. Went very well. They're getting better at these things. Obviously, the more you do anything, the better you get at it. But yeah, happy with that, very happy. That's all for now. Hi, what a beautiful morning it is. I've just stepped outside the boat to come and take some shots of the countryside. I'll be going back to have tea and breakfast. Well, I'm just underway again. It's a beautiful day, the sun is out, blue skies, it's really lovely. I had thought about going back to the Marina today, but having given it some thought, I think I can moor up a short distance from the Marina. I've got some chores to do tomorrow, so I do want to be back tomorrow. On Wednesday I'll be out at Napton doing the towpath repairs. Nearly forgot what I was going to be doing. This is really a day not to have the canopy up. Unfortunately, with my canopy, it either has to be up or off the boat. There's really no in between. I can't put the loops behind the tiller arm because they catch on it. So it is a bit of a nuisance. I must say at the moment I'd rather not have the canopy up. It's quite pleasant through here. The sun is coming through the trees as I pass through. There seems to be a lot of detritus in the water through here. Oh, hello. How are you? You better now?
Better, thanks.
Jolly good. Well, I've been passing quite a few boats today. Not necessarily moving. Many of them are moored up, enjoying the sunshine, sitting out by their boat and so forth. I hope to be mooring up very shortly in a spot where I've moored before. Boring, aren't I? I really am boring. But I suppose you find these places, you like them, and it is worth remembering them and using them again and again. Good morning. It's another dry day, a little bit windy. The sun is trying to come out. I'm about just over an hour's cruising from the Marina and I'll be setting off fairly shortly. I'm underway again, as you see. clouded over a little bit more now. The sun was trying to come out a bit earlier. Hello. I've just been told there's another boat coming, and there's a bridge ahead, you can just see it. My turn to go through the bridge now. Well, it is a rather grey day. I've passed some boats, as you've seen. It's very cloudy. Windy. But it's nice, I'm still enjoying it. The canopy's getting blown around a bit at the moment. I'm holding on to my cap. I've said before that this stretch where I'm going along at the moment, between bridges 22 and 21 and then up to bridge 20, always seems to be a bit colder and windier. I've said before there was normally a good number of boats along here. So there's 2 round the corner and there's 4 along here. You can just see a boat coming towards the bridge. That aerial is a nuisance, isn't it? I would definitely take it down in future. Hello! It's a surprise, there's one behind you. Well, that was quite a surprise. 2 boats, one after the other, coming through the bridge. I'm pleased with the way I handled it. I would have panicked when I first started, being adjacent to moored boats and then having 2 boats, one after the other coming. It would have been too much for me at that time. Busy today?
Yeah.
Where's he going? Is he mooring up? Hello. Is there anyone behind you? No. Okay. Cheers. Thanks. Well, that was interesting. Another situation where there were 2 boats together. I saw the first boat, obviously. The second one was a bit of a surprise. I sounded my horn, and because of the big sweep that boat was taking, I had to pass on the left-hand side of it, as it were. So all is well. In fact, I don't think either boat sounded their horn coming under the bridge there. And it is very blind, you cannot see what's coming around the corner. Well, I'm fairly close to the marina now. I hope you've enjoyed this look at my mini cruise. That's all I seem to be doing recently, is short cruises. But there will come a time when I can get out for a longer period, and I'm looking forward to that. Many thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.